Which side do you represent? For or against the motion? Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime as we bring to you the biggest stage where schools in Ashanti show their prowess through debate. Rally behind your alma mater to glory as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest. Catch us live on Love 99.5 FM, on Facebook at Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime 2 p.m. each day. The Love FM High Schools debate.
Video box. We are also live on Facebook and YouTube, Love 99.5 FM. Thank you so much for being a part of the 7th edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. And in case this is the first time you are joining us today, we are seeing contest 4 of the quarterfinal stage of the Love FM High Schools debate. And today we are seeing the contest between defending champions Kumasi High School and last year's semi-finalist St. Hubert Seminary. Now these two schools are going to argue for and against the motion code. ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. We have Kumasi High School arguing against the motion, and St. Hubert, Kumasi High is arguing for the motion, I must say, and St. Hubert is arguing against the motion. ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. And you do this as usual with the Ghana Education Service, the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and all our proud sponsors, as well as the Christian Service University. Let's do this thing once again. You can see the handsome gentlemen in my shots right now. Let's have a conversation with them as to what we should even take away from their schools at the end of today's competition. I'm just going to go once again to the school that it's speaking for the motion. That's Kumasi High School. I have this gentleman here next to me wearing his Jollof t-shirt or Toronto Desert t-shirt. Let's hear you. Your name and what we should take away from Kumasi High School this afternoon.
Okay, so I am Kelvin Kofi Youngson, the WDS president for Kumasi High School. And today we expect to carry on and win this contest and straight to the finals, because no amount of prayer can save Sahus from this loss. And also we are planning to win this contest, even if for the next 10 years it will be Kumasi High School as the reigning champions. That's what we expect to do, because as Presec Legon is to the NSMQ, so is Kumasi High School to the Love FM High School debate.
Okay, that's quite an interesting illusion there. Let me just go to the gentleman from St. Hubert Seminary. I also see SRC WDS president. Your name, please, and what Sahus is also bringing today.
My name is Ataoje Frederick, the WDS president for Sahus. Today we are bringing the heat. As we are known as the hunters, we shall hand out our prey and emerge victorious. They may be the defending champions, but we will send them packing.
Okay, and so I'm going to go to the patron for Kumasi High. And Baba, Sahu says today you are going to be their prey and they will send you packing.
Yes. When he spoke, did he pay anything? No. I can only assure him that this afternoon, Sahus, they are the hunters, right? Yes. They are going to hunt their own shadows after the contest. Kuhis to the final straight away, and we are winning back to back. Thank you very much.
Your full name, Baba?
My name is Baba Hude Ibrahim, coach,
right.
Kumasi High School.
Okay, thank you so much, Abrantia Baba. Now I'm going to end finally at the doorstep of the hunters, and the patron is
Elijah Esuredu. Okay, so Baba also didn't pay anything when he spoke. So today, records are meant to be broken. We are very proud of the contest we are about to have, and we want to match Kumasi High School boot for boot. At the end of today's contest, St. Hubert Seminary will be smiling. Thank you.
Okay, so at the end of the contest, like I always say, they will tell us if they will come out victorious, and even if they become victorious, what would it mean for their schools? My name is Patricia. Once again, you are live on radio Love 99.5 FM, live on TV, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and also on Facebook and YouTube. Drop the messages with the hashtag LUVFMHSD. The Love FM High Schools debate is the leading debate competition in Ghana, and it is the platform where we give our younger ones a voice on issues of national interest. David, take it away from the auditorium.
Well, thank you very much, Patricia Amaboons. Imrantia, Venato. These two schools are old foes. They met last year during the finals of the 2024 edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. This time around, they're meeting in the quarterfinal stage. And this is the fourth contest in the 2025 edition's quarterfinals competition, and we're happy to be here. Whether they will be the hunted or they will be the hunter, time will tell. If you're here in this beautiful auditorium, looking colorful and very relaxed, if you're happy to be here, please, why don't you put your hands together for your own selves, and also put your hands together for those thousands watching us on television, on Joy Prime, and of course Joy Learning, the thousands listening to us on radio on Love 99.5, and of course those watching us on Facebook. For those watching us on Facebook, we have one thing to say to you. We know you're going to enjoy your afternoon. We assure you it's going to be worth your while. Please drop some comments as well, because we'd love to read from you. As you're very much aware, we're doing this in partnership with the GES Ashanti, with Ashanti Regional SRC, with CHAS, and of course the Christian Service University. And I believe strongly they deserve a round of applause. Make some noise for our partners. Thank you. Now, we cannot be here without the support of our sponsors as well. So let me take this moment to acknowledge some of our sponsors. To begin with, Yas Toothpaste. Now, they offer a complete oral health solution with 3 variants: Yas Total Care, Yas Whitening, and the Yas Herbal. It is formulated to protect against cavities, tooth decay, plaques, and bad breath. Yas Toothpaste also promotes a brighter smile, healthy gums, and stronger teeth. For maximum protection, always use Yas Toothpaste with the Yas toothbrushes, which are available nationwide. Yas, caring brand for caring families. The Jackson University College is also one of our proud sponsors. We salute them and say thank you. Now, they have the Jackson Institute of Innovation and Leadership, that is JIL. Now, in partnership with the British Council, the IELTS, and IDP, they're offering the IELTS tuition in Ghana for those aiming to work or study abroad. They provide in-person and online classes. JIL also has a Study in Quebec, Canada program for English fluent or French learning children aged between 5 to 15. Now, they assist with documentation and offer flexible rates. Find their campus at number 4 Jackson Street. That is Satai Drias near KNUST. You want to send them a mail? The address is learn@jill.edu.gh, or you can also visit www.jill.edu.gh for more details or information. Jackson University College, hope for a brighter future. Well, our students, and even not students, we all enjoy our Gary soakings. And on the market, we have the H&H Gary 4-in-1 mix. So if you're looking for a quick, tasty, satisfying snack, H&H 4-in-1 Gary mix is your perfect answer. Now, this popular choice features crispy Gary, creamer, roasted granules, and sugar. Just add water. I prefer, Verna mineral water, and it works perfectly for me. I stir and I get to enjoy. Do same and you'll love it too. Now, the H&H has added H&H Choco Malts, Gary Soakings, and the H&H Soya Gary Soakings to the family. Grab these affordable H&H Gary Mix products in shops nationwide. H&H 4-in-1 Gary Mix. It is a perfect mix of crunch, flavor, and fun. We also salute EcoBank Ghana, which of course is the Pan-African Bank. Now, many Ghanaians, they say, are unaware of essential emergency numbers, including those for financial crisis. However, EcoBank has introduced a new money emergency number, *770#, and this service provides instant access to crucial financial services like loans, fund transfers, utility payments, airtime, and data purchases. Even without an internet connection, dial *770# today and get immediate financial assistance. EcoBank, they are the Pan-African Bank. For those of you who want to travel out, be it on a vacation or for studies, or you want to organize an excursion, please speak to Bomva Stores. Bomva Stores is your reliable partner for travel, work, or study abroad aspirations. Now, they provide extensive services like visa assistance, hotel and flight bookings, guided tours, corporate travels, and school excursions. Now, with over 10 years' experience, they make travel documentation and consultation stress-free. Bomvas has a paid internship in Japan for IT students and also hospitality jobs in the USA, Spain, and France. Locate them near the Victory Baptist Church at Asia, or you can visit www.bomvastores.com. Bomva Stores, the joy of tourism. Now, the Christian Service University, our hosts, where we are comfortably seated, is admitting students for the 2025-2026 academic year. Undergraduate and master's programs are offered at CSU with morning, evening, and weekend schedules. CSU provides half scholarship to prospective students with an aggregate of 6 to 15. You can find CSU at Star Junction, Santase. You can also visit csu.edu.gh for admissions and other enquiries. CSU, faith, scholarship, and integrity. Patricia and Becca, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, David.
Well, we're here to witness a very fierce contest. Like I said, they are old foes because they've met before. As to who gets to win today's competition, time will tell. But Becca, I'm sure you have some information to share.
Yes, I do. Would like to say a big thank you to Amanano Rural Bank PLC Limited, which offers commercial, salary, auto, personal, group, SME, agric, and Nkoso microfinance loans. We also operate different accounts and Enidaswo Susu savings. Receive your local and international money transfers from us. We are headquartered at Nginehini, opposite the lorry station. You can also find us at Mrum, Estreso, Bibieni, Ebuakwa, Tafo, and Asafo Market near the VVIP bus terminal. Amanono Rural Bank, service beyond expectation.
Best Brain Publications Limited. Every child with a good future depends on the foundation laid for them at the basic level. And so if you are a concerned school, parent, teacher, or guardian, and you're looking for quality and GS approved textbooks for your ward, please contact Best Brain today at Pankrono in Kumasi. Yes, I must say, Best Brain Publications, securing tomorrow's academic well-being today.
We also say a big thank you to St. Ben Jewelry for high quality, customized, elegant, and affordable wedding, engagement, or promissory rings. Visit St. Ben Jewelry today. We design white, yellow, rose gold, silver rings, earrings, bracelets, wristwatches, and other accessories. We offer special flexible payment terms for couples. You can locate us at Amakom opposite Edward Nassa and Adum Chelsea House opposite Standard Chartered Bank. St. Ben Jewelry, just dream it and it will be done.
AICO going out to New Generation Investment Services, that's NGIS, who are offering us managed investment, assisting with our pension planning, and also managing our Tier 2 and Tier 3 pensions. We have the NGIS and Idaswell Mutual Fund, NGS Money Market Fund, and also private funds. Talk to our seasoned advisors about your investment goals and aspirations today. Remember that NGIS is licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission as well as the National Pensions Regulatory Authority. Locate them in Kumasi on the first floor of Cocobot House, Edum, or visit www.ngis-group.com. NGIS, achieving excellent results on your investment.
We also say thank you to Dunamis Plast, which provides quality, affordable, fire-resistant, waterproof, anti-rust, and bulletproof interior, exterior, and PVC security doors for homes, offices, schools, and other institutions. Our wooden doors come with all accessories, and of course, we have beautiful original furniture from Turkey. Visit our showrooms today at Anhojo Atinga Junction off the Lameta Road, Tanoso opposite the Catholic Church, and Bonho close to the Cast Quarry Factory. Dunamis Plast, we give you real value for your money.
Flora Tissues, also from Delta Paper Mill, is providing our homes, our schools, offices, and cars with the most hygienic, absorbent, and affordable option to clean dirt, sweat, makeup, tears, and even mucus. Flora disposable 3-ply handkerchiefs, toilet rolls, multi-purpose towels, table napkins, and box tissues come in beautiful new packaging such as Flora Joy, Flora Smile, Flora Giant, and Flora Kids. Get Flora Tissues from any supermarket today or in traffic. Flora Tissues, we say thank you to Ghana for making us #1.
Now, ABA Herbal Center specializes in the treatment of glaucoma, cataract, long and short-sightedness, and every kind of eye problem. If you experience menstrual disorder, hypertension, stroke, prostate, liver, or kidney-related diseases, we are here to help you. Find ABA Herbal at Kwadaso Ejunase behind the main market, Kumasi, and at Doma Ahenkro, near the Ebenezer Preschool, adjacent Apiakubi Cold Store.
If you want your child to overcome the fear of maths, boost their confidence, and also foster their inner genius, then make sure you are enrolling them on the Royal Mental Arithmetic System program. It is a unique abacus program that applies mental arithmetic to everyday life, builds a strong foundation for critical thinking, and also STEM education. Now, through playing, learning, and applying these concepts, Royal Maths offers a whole brain development program designed to help kids overcome maths fear, like I said earlier, boost their confidence, and also foster their inner genius. Royal Maths, we give unique education. We make sure that every child becomes a champion and they are able to conquer the world.
And lastly on my list, we say thank you to Gimpa Kumasi City Campus, which is accepting applications for our diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate diploma programs. We have a 1-year postgraduate or master's program in supply chain management, project management, accounting, and taxation. Gimpa offers a 4-month postgraduate diploma in occupational safety, health, and environmental management. Sign up for our evenings, weekends, and regular lectures. Visit our campus behind the Kumasi City Mall, Asqua, or log on to www.gimpa.edu.gh on how to apply.
Okay. Okay, David, I want to make you a promise. After today's show, I'm giving you products from Grady Enterprise. I'm talking about family products. Please clap for myself. I know David is somebody who really prioritizes his family's health, and of course, when you get family products, they are rich in nutrients and vitamins. And so, please, if you're also watching us from home, go to any supermarket right now and reach out for family products. But if you want bulk purchase, go to Grady Enterprise. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is still the 7th edition of the Love FM High Schools debate.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now you're talking, because earlier you were talking about some makeups and wigs and stuff.
Oh, that one, it will happen at the finals. Yeah.
Please put your hands together for the two beautiful, amazing, wonderful, awesome ladies, Patricia and Becca. Now, to some of you in the auditorium, you're looking too pensive for my liking. Relax. Your debaters will come and do you proud. Keep your fingers crossed. If you believe in a higher being, say a word of prayer. But relax and stop looking pensive. Already we have 3 schools who have made it to the semi-final stage. That means that they become seeded for the 2026 edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. We're talking about St. Louis, Prempeh College, and of course, KNUST. We'll see which school amongst the two of you will advance to the semi-final stage of the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live on television, Joy Prime, Joy Learning. We're live on our socials, on Facebook, on Love 99.5, also on YouTube. We're equally live on radio on Love 99.5. We're gathered here this afternoon to witness Contest 4, which of course is the last contest in the quarterfinal stage of the 2025 edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. This competition this afternoon is going to be between the defending champions, Kumasi High School. They are for the motion, and they'll be facing St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School, who are against the motion. Now the motion is ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. At this point in time, I'd like to introduce a few personalities to you, and then we get to start the debate this afternoon. She's always available for us, and we love her so much. We appreciate her so much. Please put your hands together for the ambassador for the Love FM High Schools debate. She is also the chairperson of the Love FM High Schools debate. Let me tell you a few things about her. Starting from 1979 and ending at 1992, she was the assistant head mistress for Kumasi High School. Then she moved on between 1992 to 2008. She became the pioneering headmistress for KNUST JHS. Then in 2009, she decided to do something amazing. She gave birth to the Jackson Educational Complex with the husband, Professor Jackson, which is now the Jackson University College. Jackson University College has over 22,000 graduates, and they now offer a master's program. Jackson University has added a new baby, the department called Jackson Institute of Technology. Once again, a round of applause for the ambassador and the chairperson for the Love FM High Schools debate, Mrs. Theodosia Jackson. With that out of the way, I'd like to introduce to you our panel of judges. One of the panel this afternoon is Dr. Mrs. Lucy Bonku. Let me hear you say, Mama Lou. When you say Mama Lou, let there be some bass in your voice. Mama Lou. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, Dr. Mrs. Lucy Bonku is one of our judges. She is a senior lecturer at the department at the Kumasi Technical University, and she teaches English and communication skills. She has more than 30 years experience in the field. And one of these days, I think I would have to invite her to the podium to help us, build our communication skills. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Mrs. Lucy Bonku. The next judge I'd like to introduce to you is Professor Anthony Kofi Osei-Fosu. His nickname is OFAG. Let me hear you say OFAG. That one had a bit of treble. OFAG. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, Professor Anthony Kofi Osei-Fosu is an associate professor at the Department of Economics at KNUST. Now, he has taught for over 30 years, and he's also here this afternoon as one of our dedicated and committed judges. Please put your hands together for Professor Anthony Kofi Osei-Fosu. The next judge has many names. He's like a chameleon, like somebody who's a chim lion. Now, he loves to be called Pierrot, born on the Sunday so-called Parkway, but I love to call him the empiricism man. Now, he is Dr. Peter Arthur. He's a lead judge for the Love FM High Schools debate. Now, he's a former head of the English department and former head of the Language and Communication Sciences department, also at the KNUST. He delves into textuality, oral, written, and all kinds of texts you can imagine. Please put your hands together for our lead judge, Dr. Peter Arthur. Now, I'll be asking him to come and run us through the rules of engagement in a bit and also tell us how they score the debaters. But before he mounts the podium, not to debate but to share information with us, I'd like to singularly tell you this, that our students here this afternoon, I know some of you no matter what, we want to see your students who are debaters to advance to the next stage of the competition. When I was coming in, I saw some of the students do some stuff out there. It tells me that you love it. But listen, for a school to advance, we have two pathways. We have what we call the unanimous decision and also the majority decision. Now, unanimous means that all the 3 judges I introduced to you will score for that school that would advance to the next stage of the competition. Then we have the majority decision. That means 2 judges out of the 3 would have to decide which school would move on to the next stage of the competition. So when we are announcing the results, you might hear maybe a school has some kind of a mark that might be higher than the school that says, we say has advanced. It's simply because 2 judges pronounce them winners on their score sheets. But to tell you more, with a round of applause, welcome Dr. Peter Arthur, the empiricism man, the PRO man, and of course Pakwesi, who is his beautiful Fugu. Prof, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dave. Madam Chair, let me repeat that this platform is for incubating wisdom in our young ones. And with your permission, I go straight ahead. I go straight ahead and provide the scores and the rules of engagement. Now, for the scores, we have 5 parameters. You know it already: organization and clarity, argument and development, effective use of rebuttal, presentation style, role as a particular debater. For organization and clarity, we are looking at how you raise the point, and the point must be a researched one, very clear, all right? And then how you develop it, and then how you land. And the major speaker is scoring 15 marks here, and then the supporting speaker is scoring 10 marks here, and for your summary, 5 marks. Then we go to argument and development. We all know, you raise the point, you defend it. But this time, you must be able to carry your audience with you. And that means that you should be able to appeal to them based upon the values, based upon the ethics, based upon the beliefs of the people you are speaking to. And we will look to that. The first speaker is taking 15 marks for that. And then the second speaker is taking 10 marks for that. And then for the summary, we have 5 marks. Effective use of rebuttal. Of course, listen attentively and make sure that if you spot any faulty reasoning in your opponent, take advantage of that. But you owe it a responsibility to explain to us why you think it is faulty reasoning. And the first speaker is taking 5 marks for that. Second speaker is taking 10. And then the summary is 5 marks. Presentation style. The way you engage your audience. The way you use the floor. Not only that, your language. And we expect you to use decorous language. We are not fighting here. All right? So be very decorous in the use of your language. And of course, some of you have the tendency to rush through the script or whatever. Take your time. Speak naturally and flow naturally. All right? The first speaker is taking 5 marks for that. The second speaker is taking 3 marks for that. And for the summary, you have 2. And then rule as a particular debater. We all know the first speaker is the one who is stronger between the two, and he's supposed to be more powerful. The second one is just supporting. So for the first speaker, you have 5 marks. The second speaker, you have 3 marks. And then for the summary, you have 2 marks. Now, let's get to the rules of engagement. The principal speaker on the affirmative team presents argument in support of the motion, 10 minutes. The principal speaker on the opposing team presents argument opposing the resolution, 10 minutes. The second speaker on the affirmative team presents further arguments in support of the resolution and identifies areas of conflict and answers questions that may have been raised by the opposition speaker, this time 7 minutes. The second speaker on the opposing team presents further arguments against the resolution, identifies areas of conflict, and answers questions that may have been raised by the previous affirmative speaker. 7 minutes. The principal speaker on the affirmative team comes with closing statement to their arguments without adding any new information, and also uses the opportunity to respond to rebuttals if there is any. This time, 5 minutes. Then, of course, the principal speaker on the opposing team comes with closing statements to their argument without adding any new information, and also uses the opportunity to respond to rebuttals if necessary. 5 minutes. Now take note. Speakers must be very audible. And you see that I've taken the microphone close to my mouth. You should do the same thing. And then also, there can't be any interruption. And that means that every speaker must wait for his or her turn. The principal speaker raises only 5 points for the maximum score. You heard me. 5 points for the maximum score. And then the supporting speaker may also raises 3 points for the maximum scores. Now, let's have the external rules. He who asserts, you know the rule already, must prove. In order to establish an assertion, the team must support it with enough facts and evidence. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, facts and evidence must be accurate. Examples or visual materials are permissible. And once introduced, they become available for the opponent's use also. Tangible evidence must be tendered as exhibit to support facts. And then in rebuttals, the debater rebutting may ask any constructive and clear question that has a direct bearing on the point raised. The one rebutting must confine him or herself to questions and not to make statements. Now, supporters must exercise discipline. And this means that you are not supposed to induce, frustrate, or intimidate the other speaker. If you do, marks will be deducted from your scores. Now let's talk about time. Very important. Debaters must respect time. If you are bailed out, you must end your presentation, otherwise you lose marks. And in case of a tie, the two schools involved will be given a motion to debate within 2 days or 48 hours. Note this, it's been said, and I'm repeating it for emphasis. The score of one judge cannot overturn that of 2 judges. There is either a majority decision from the judges, meaning 2 judges out of the 3 score for a school, and there could also be unanimous decision, meaning all the 3 judges scored for a school. And if you have any problem whatsoever, please turn round. We have the producer, yes, he has raised his hand. Turn round, yes, see him, yes. If you have any problem whatsoever, he is the person you see, and your problem will be solved. And on this note, I say thank you.
Oh, please put your hands together for him. Dr. Peter Arthur. So something just dawned on me, and it's something that is important that I share with you. To all the participating schools, including the 2 schools that will be doing battle this afternoon, and directly to the debaters, we appreciate you a lot. We know the commitment and the dedication, the hours you spend to do your research works and prepare to come and do what you do on our stage. We are proud of you, and I would ask the audience to put their hands together for you in celebrating you. We appreciate you so much and so deeply. So contest 4 for the quarterfinals stage of the Love FM High School's debate is about to come your way. And at this point in time, we'd like to ask the students to sing for us their school anthem. Then we welcome the debaters who are set and poised for action this afternoon. So let's do this. Mrantia. Imrantia. Imrantia. Please stand. I'm asking you to stand because you are for the motion. So your debaters would have to grab their seats before the opposing school. And I'm sure that you know how to sing your anthem, because when I came in, you give a different, version of school anthem, a new rendition. I don't know whether you're going to do the rendition or do the original anthem. Whatever way it is, or whichever way it is up to you. So follow my lead, follow the lead of Uncle Collins to my left. On 3, you start singing for us your school anthem. Like I always say, sing with smiles on your faces, sing with all the energy you can master, sing with pride and joy. Collins, are you ready? He says he is. Students, are you ready? Imran's here on 3. 1, 2, go. Apologies for that, a bit of a technical challenge. It's going to be sorted out. Let's start over on 3. 1, 2, 3. And their vision is to conquer and never be conquered. Those are students from Kumasi High School. One more time, a round of applause for yourselves for a beautiful delivery in singing for us a school anthem. And now, still putting your hands together, let's welcome your debaters. Principal speaker is Tony Abebiu, supported by Aaron Jedu Kumenin. Where are they? There they are. High schoolies. Thank you very much. And like I said, they are for the motion. Kumasi High School, they are for the motion. And the motion is ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. Let's go to the opposing school, which of course is St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School, and ask them to sing for us the school anthem as well. Venator. 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 Please stand on your feet. Now you saw and heard what your brothers from the other side just did. I want you also to sing for us your school anthem. Safo behind the machines. Go there now, Safo. Now, whilst you're standing, I would like for you to clear your throat and get yourselves ready to sing for us your school anthem as well. And like you heard me do with the students from Kumasi High School, you follow the lead of Uncle Collins and sing for us your anthem. On 3, 1, 2, go.
Dear Mother of our Fathers of souls come to you with bended knees to pray. O Virgin Mother all precious, protect your holy church. Victory, victory. Sincerity, perseverance, fidelity, holistic human formation to serve our motherland.
Whether victory shall be for you and for you, we'll get to find out. Whether you are the hunters or you'll be hunted, again, we'll get to find out. But now, please put your hands together for the debated for St. Hubert, Ejako Kakari Felix. He is the principal speaker, ably supported by Josie Asaribediako. They just mounted the stage and have taken their seats. Mr. Accurate Timekeeper, are you ready? Now, so to the debaters, I know you're not new to this, but let me just do this for you. Now, when you're halfway through your debate, I'm sure you will not be able to keep track to time, so he'll be doing this for you. And when your time is entirely up, this is what you would hear. Thank you very much. And like I said, the motion for this afternoon's contest is ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. Kumasi High School, they are for the motion. St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School, they are against the motion. Madam Chairperson, with your permission, can we set the ball rolling? She's giving her blessing and her thumbs up. And of course, to the panel of judges, are you ready? They say they are. The students are seated. So I can deduce from the fact that they have mounted the podium that they're also equally ready. Audience, are you ready? Yes. No, I don't feel you. Are you ready? Yes. I'm sure that those watching us on television are ready. They are eager to hear the debate. Those watching us on Facebook and, of course, YouTube are equally ready. Those listening to us on radio are ready as well. Before I call the debaters to start the debate, why don't you put your hands together for them, watching us and listening to us, for spending time to be a part of the Love FM High School's debate. So, Tony Abebio, if you're ready, the floor is all yours. Start the debate, Tony.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know our opponents will be quick to say that ECOWAS is still relevant because it has helped keep peace, promote trade, and is still a work in progress. In fact, they may even wave the flag of regional unity and say that ECOWAS is going through a rough patch. But let's be honest, we are not here to celebrate a body that is still trying. We are here to evaluate results. Because how many coups, how many border closures, and how many unfulfilled promises have we witnessed? ECOWAS has always been issuing long press statements and sanctions. Meanwhile, real problems like poverty and youth unemployment are tearing the West African people apart. So before the hunters mount this podium to preach that ECOWAS is relevant, I would like to remind everyone that even the best hunters chase the wrong targets. With this, the chairperson, respected judges, meticulous timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Representing Kumasi High School, I am Abebio Kwesi Tony, an eloquent principal speaker, speaking in full affirmation of the motion on board, quote and unquote, ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. But the House, before I proceed with my submission, allow me to simplify some key terms in the motion to the simplest understanding of all and sundry. According to ITF, ECOWAS, which is the Economic Community of West African States, is a 15-member regional organization with a mandate of promoting economic integration and self-development among countries of the West African sub-regions. The members include Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Cape Verde, Gambia. Others are Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Liberia, Niger, and the rest are Ghana, Togo, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, and Senegal. The chair, Reversal Dictionary defines outlived as no longer in use, and the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines relevance as the ability to retrieve material that satisfies the needs of the user. All in all, the chair, the motion simply means that ECOWAS is no longer useful or effective in today's West Africa because it has failed to achieve its main goals. The chair, our first point in full support of the motion is ECOWAS has outlived its relevance because it has failed to promote true economic integration among member states. Madam Jackson, ECOWAS was established in 1975 to unite us economically. In 1993, ECOWAS Treaty was revised to include non-aggression and a mutual cooperation, a clear promise that West African countries were supposed to stick together in peace and progress. But today, that promise is broken. Member states are drifting apart, political tension is rising, and trust has vanished into thin air. Ask any Ghanaian trader trying to send goods to Nigeria or Togo, and they will tell you that the experience is a nightmare. Political tension has turned ECOWAS borders into a battleground of bribery, delay, and unnecessary restrictions. A report by Ghana Web on the 4th of September 2012 reveals that West African borders have been turned into illegal money-making ventures such that it rakes in a lot of cash for the security agents positioned there. The article further reveals that it is not possible for anyone to cross any West African border without paying money to security agents. So I ask our opponents, how can ECOWAS claim to promote economic integration when our traders are being extorted at the borders? If after 50 years we still cannot trade freely or fully trust each other, then ECOWAS is not a union. It is a broken promise, and a broken promise cannot be called relevant. Point 2, the chair. The organization has failed to make its member states self-reliant. Pierrot, Mamalu, when we think about the meals that we eat in the country, we can never leave out the infamous rice and stew and jollof dishes we consume on a daily basis. Again, you take a walk on the streets, you see rubber sandals and slippers worn by people, both young and old. Now, it will shock you that none, not even one of the goods mentioned above, was not imported from the Western world. An article by Modern Ghana on the 1st of March 2025 reveals that even though Ghana boasts of fertile land and rich agricultural history, it still depends heavily on the Western world to feed its people. The article further reveals that in 2024 alone, Ghana spent a staggering 38.95 billion Ghana cedis on imported food. This clearly shows how much the country depends on the foreign market or the Western world to even meet local demands. Now, we are not saying that ECOWAS member states are supposed to fully cater for themselves. No, but ECOWAS was designed to make its member states self-reliant, such that they turn to it only in times of need. But here is the case today. Member states are always in need. And the funniest thing about the whole issue is that when the member states are in need, they don't turn to the ECOWAS, they turn to their colonial masters. So I asked Saus, if after 5 decades we still beg for aid and depend on the West to survive, then what exactly is ECOWAS relevant for? Moving on to our third point, the organization has failed to bring a common currency for its member states. The House. Now, before I proceed, let's take a moment to breathe and reflect on an Africa where countries like Ghana and Nigeria all use the same currency. Think about the benefits of development. Ghanaians are happy today because $1 is now 10 cedis. Think about what could have been if we were all united under one currency. An article by Wikipedia which talks about the ECO, reveals that the ECO was first planned to be introduced in 2003, but was postponed several times to 2005, 2010, then 2014. As I am speaking to you now, the ECO currency is still non-existent. So we are asking our dear brothers from Sahus once again, maybe we have not seen it, and they are using the ECO, so they should provide us with some of the ECO notes, because we can only talk about the city that we came here with today. And the chair, if they are unable to do this, then they didn't come here to debate, because you, Master Josie and Master Felix, were not even born when ECOWAS said they were going to bring the common currency. Yet you stand here today to preach that it is relevant. Point 4, the chair. We still maintain that ECOWAS has outlived its relevance because it has failed to curb the problem of terrorism among its member states. My dear audience, let's talk about a real threat, terrorism. ECOWAS promised to protect its people, but today what do we see? Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are all bleeding under violent extremist attacks. According to the 2025 Global Terrorism Index, published by visionofhealth.org, Burkina Faso ranks number 1 when it comes to the most terror-affected countries in the world. It also ranks Mali as number 4, Niger as number 5, and Nigeria as number 6. My ever-beautiful panel of judges, these are not distant countries. They are neighboring countries. Yet, ECOWAS has not put in any military or humanitarian effort to stop this violence. My dear opponents, if ECOWAS was a relevant hunter like you, wouldn't it have chased down the threat of terrorism by now? Or has it now dropped its bow and arrow and gone into hiding? Point 5, the chair. There is internal division and lack of unity among member states. The chair in the House, how can ECOWAS claim to promote unity amongst West Africans when its own members are walking out the back door? A report by BBC on the 29th of January 2024 reveals that Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have officially withdrawn from ECOWAS. Now, they didn't do this because they hated West Africa. No, they did this because they realized that the very body that was supposed to protect and support them had failed. So what did they do? They formed the Alliance of Sahel States, completely turning their backs on ECOWAS. Now, the chair, once again, these are our neighboring countries. And if our neighbors no longer believe in the promises of the ECOWAS, then why should we? Because ECOWAS was supposed to be like a family, but today, that family is fighting, tearing apart, and drifting in different directions. And I know our opponents are ready to rebut this point by saying that the three countries withdrew from ECOWAS because they were not under democratic rule. But I asked them, if ECOWAS could not prevent the coup from happening in the first place, even though it is their goal to protect democracy, then what exactly is the relevance of ECOWAS? Personally, I would say it is nothing but a toothless bulldog. As I resume my seat to observe the mediocre performance of our opponents, I will patiently wait to rebut them in the summary. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, to say that ECOWAS is irrelevant means you are forgetting what it did for us in the past. From promoting peace to ensuring unity. Yes, the chair, the only thing irrelevant here are the baseless points raised by my opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to show you that truth really conquers. The chair, the House. To you, the ever-wise chair, bold, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, representing St. Hubert Seminary High School, I am Ejakun Kakari Felix, the proud principal speaker, speaking undeniably against the motion on board today, and I quote, ECOWAS has outlived its relevance, unquote. The chair, before I proceed to lay down my salient points, permit me to elaborate on some key terminologies in the motion with a better understanding of my opponent and the House at large. These key terms are ECOWAS, relevance, and outlived. The Cambridge Dictionary defines outlived to live longer. The Oxford Dictionary would define relevance as something that is no longer important. That is important. The chair, ECOWAS is simply the economic community of West African states. Ladies and gentlemen, the motion simply implies that ECOWAS is no longer important, and I, for one, cannot stand for this motion due to the following point. Point 1, we agree that ECOWAS is still relevant for coordinating policies. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the main importance for the formation of ECOWAS was to coordinate and harmonize policies. The chair, the House. This implies that ECOWAS can be termed to have outlived its relevance if one, it failed to meet these targets, or 2, has completely finished meeting these targets. The chair, however, the common industry policy of West Africa, which was adopted in 2010, tells us otherwise. This was supposed to maintain a strong, competitive, yet globally conscious structure that is ready and able to better the standard of living by 2030. 2030. Clearly telling you here that the chair, ECOWAS is still in the process of success. And can also talk about the fact that ECOWAS calls for the formulation. We can also talk about the fact that ECOWAS commissions its member of states to develop policies that is consistent with that of the WASIP objectives. Ladies and gentlemen, this clearly tells you that ECOWAS calls for the formulation of coordination of national policies for the development of its national policies. The chair of the House, all greatly contributing to the mining sector of the economy. the chair, the house. The chair, the house. I can only say that ECOWAS is irrelevant if my opponents can mount this podium to present to me concrete evidence showing us that indeed ECOWAS has stopped making policies. Until then, I stand to say that ECOWAS is still relevant. Imrantie, I dare you to do so. Show me some action here. The chair, point 2, I agree that ECOWAS is still relevant in the spirit of regional integration. Ladies and gentlemen, as John Donne once said, no man is an island. Ladies and gentlemen, the African Union comprises of 8 different regional communities. Some of them may include the AMU, that is the Arab Maghreb Union, the EAC, the East African Community, and ECOWAS itself, just to mention but a few. Ladies and gentlemen, all of these communities come together to preach the holy gospel of regional integration. The chair, the house. Even non-African communities, such as the European Union, all preach the holy gospel of regional integration. What does this imply? The chair, the house. This comprises of nations that share borders, coming together under one common identity in terms of trade and marketing. What have you, ladies and gentlemen? So if ECOWAS is part of these nations, if ECOWAS is part of the nation that is fostering peace for regional integration, how can you say that it is irrelevant? Yes, the chair, a common quote by Norman Cousin says, which says, and I quote, "Integration is the basic law of life. Without it, the result is disintegration," unquote. The chair simply telling us that the unity of people is vital for development. And if ECOWAS is part of these many organizations that is ensuring peace among people to promote the development, then it is out of place to say that it is irrelevant. Ladies and gentlemen, point 3, I agree that ECOWAS strides in promoting trade. ECOWAS strides in promoting trade. Ladies and gentlemen, the common external tariff of ECOWAS, which was introduced in 2015, ladies and gentlemen, was for the purpose of harmonizing the tariff rates of its member states. The chair, the house. This not only just improved the regional integration of marketing. No, it also removed borders that prevented trade among member states. The chair, the house. This trade comprises of four basic brands. That is the 0% for essential goods, the 5% for raw materials, the 10% for intermediate goods, and finally the 20% for final consumer goods. Ladies and gentlemen, all of these initiatives fostered the process of marketing throughout the member states of ECOWAS. The chair, the house. So with all of this information, can we truly side with Kuhis here? Oh, I want your own action. No. Oh, you are. Even their own audience are even nodding their head. So where lies the argument? Of course, in the bags of KG. The chair, the house. Point 4, I agree that ECOWAS is really doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, we all here are not politicians, so I do not blame my opponents for deciding to go for the motion. In fact, I pity them. But now, let us have this small assertion and see if really ECOWAS is still relevant, and see if it can change the doubtful mind of my opponent. The chair, the house. ECOWAS is known to be one of the most best performing regional communities in terms of economy in Africa, not West Africa. Listen closely. In Africa. Why do we say this? According to the African integration, it scored 100%. 100%, yes, a perfect score for ECOWAS in terms of free visa movement. The chair, the house. How many of you know that your Ghana card can serve as an ECOWAS card? In fact, the fun fact is that you can use this card to travel to other West African places as long as it falls under ECOWAS. Who do we give reverence to this for? Almighty ECOWAS. The chair, the house. It also scored 75% for ECOWAS. In terms of trade, yes, the same trade that my opponents came here talking about, that it has not promoted. Ladies and gentlemen, 75% of trade. This is not new to us. As ECOWAS keeps on doing this everywhere they go, just like MTN. The chair, the house. It also scored about 60% for ECOWAS in terms of regional integration. Yes, regional integration. The same thing my opponents came here telling us that ECOWAS does not promote or foster. It scored above 60% for them, proving to you that indeed their point is baseless. So I divide that point by 0, making it undefined. The chair, the house. If these are numbers, numbers do not lie. I mean, you know, right? Numbers do not lie. So if numbers are clearly saying that ECOWAS is important, how can you mount this podium to tell me otherwise? The chair, the house. We can also talk about the point 5. I agree that the timely response of ECOWAS to modern challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, ECOWAS itself, in the nick of the coronavirus pandemic, made some few donations together in hand with the West African health organizations. Some of these donations include 30,500 diagnostic test kits 10,000 personal protective equipment, 740,000 prescriptive tablets, ladies and gentlemen, showing you that ECOWAS is putting more than enough just to fight for the benefits of its member states, ladies and gentlemen. We can also talk about the fact that ECOWAS was the first organization to respond to the Ebola crisis. The chair, the House. If ECOWAS is more than willing to promote and fight for all forms of crisis that may exist in its member of states, how can you tell me that it is irrelevant? The chair, can you believe that it also has specialists that deals with deadly diseases just to prevent them from coming into contact with all of its member states? The chair, the House. With this, can we truly say that ECOWAS is irrelevant? No, 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 ladies and gentlemen. The chair, the House. I would like to ask Imrantia here a question. Are you ready to witness what we call proper action? Yes, proper action. Old Sahus style. The chair, the House. The chair, the House. My opponent came here talking about the fact that ECOWAS has failed to prevent military coups. Ladies and gentlemen, I will admit it. That is true. But let us also be truthful here. Is ECOWAS God? Is ECOWAS God? No, ladies and gentlemen. So how can it predict all of these unforeseen circumstances? But let us look at the actions that they took in place to it and push away my opponent's negative point. Yes, the chair, they decided to handle this situation through sanctions and suspensions. Why do you think the number of the members of ECOWAS has dropped over recent years? Because of the coup. This was the way they sought to solve it. The chair, the House. We can also talk about the fact that ECOWAS, the likes of the Sahel states prove that ECOWAS has failed to promote integration. Ladies and gentlemen, this point does not hold water, not even a drop. The chair of the House, ECOWAS first consisted of 16 members, and if 3 has dropped, does that mean that it is irrelevant? No, the numbers just have reduced, but it still holds its maintained power and still performs its regional duties as expected. The chair, the House. With all of this, I truly believe that we cannot side with Kumasi High School here. Yes, the chair, ladies and gentlemen. We were all outside when we saw you coming here to sing your Jama and your school anthem. Yes, that is very good because you won't be having the chance to sing it after today's contest since you are losing to us. Ladies and gentlemen, my assertions are clear. I would like to reaffirm my stance when I say we go against the motion. Quote, ECOWAS is no longer, ECOWAS has outlived its relevance, unquote. The chair, the House. My assertions are clear. I rest my case. True gracias.
The chair, the House. The ECOWAS Commission chair, Omar Turi, once said, and I parrot, the region is facing the risks of disintegration. This quote clearly leverages the fact that if ECOWAS is unable to settle internal disputes, there is a serious doubt that it can promote peace and unity amongst member countries. Therefore, there is no argument under the sun to prove to the entire world that ECOWAS has not outlived its relevance. With this, the chairperson, respected judges, meticulous timekeeper, esteemed colleague debaters, distinguished guests, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly observed. A very good afternoon. Representing Kumasi High School, I am Aaron Jedu Kumeni, a proud supporting speaker, speaking in full support of the motion. As the rallying cry goes, ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. The chairperson, since my able principal speaker, has elucidated and elaborated the technicalities of this motion to the simplest understanding of all and sundry. I rise to present more facts to solidify our stance and rebut fallacious assertions. We move on to support our stance with point 6, the chair, the House. ECOWAS has outlived its relevance because it has failed to liberalize trade. For a clearer argument and a better understanding, the chairperson permits me to explain trade liberalization. According to economicshelp.org, trade liberalization refers to the process of removing or reducing trade barriers amongst international trade. This includes tariff, quotas, embargoes, etc. According to the World Bank, one of the main aims for establishing ECOWAS includes trade liberalization. But after 50 years of existence, this aim remains unattended. We from Kumasi High School continue to move from one member state to another member state, looking for the large market that ECOWAS has established. So my opponents from St. Hubert should not tell us that the large market that ECOWAS has established is KJT Dubai. And if they even fail to show us where exactly the large market that ECOWAS has established is, it means that they did not come here to debate, because in order to remove any form of trade restrictions or trade barriers, there should be a common market where goods and services are bought and sold. So after 50 years of existence, if ECOWAS has still failed to fulfill an aim, it means that their existence is similar to a living dead. We move on to support our stance with points 8, 7, the chair, the house. ECOWAS has outlived its relevance because it has ensured unequal developmental opportunities. The issue of poverty remains supreme amongst member countries. In fact, according to the ECOWAS Parliament, member states fail to pay the ECOWAS Commission levy. This is due to ineffective use of these funds for regional development, as well as lack of trust for this organization. Furthermore, ECOWAS failed to solve the issue of financial constraints that member countries are facing, and this affected them adversely. So, member countries, there was a movement of a large number of people from developing countries to neighboring countries. This was to ensure that they enjoy any form of basic needs or safety needs. So that is why we often see a large number of people on our routes, especially KJTR markets, where these refugees stay and look for development opportunities. We move on to support our stance with point 8, the chair, the house. ECOWAS has outlived its relevance because it has failed to remove communication barriers. One of the main aims of establishing ECOWAS is to remove any form of trade restrictions, as well as promote cooperation and integration amongst member countries. So my opponents, how can we promote peace and integration when member countries don't even understand themselves? ECOWAS is a region that is split into Anglophone, Francophone, and Lusophone-speaking countries. And yet, ECOWAS has failed to bridge the communication gap that exists amongst these member countries. So, after 50 years of existence, if West African countries still use interpreters, digital interpreting tools, to communicate with one another, then it means that there is a serious doubt that it can ensure peace and security amongst member countries, because this method is described as ineffective and slow. The chair, the house. Side with me as we dive in slowly but inexorably in my opponent's baseless arguments. My opponents alluded that ECOWAS fosters peace in the point 2 of the principal speaker's presentation. But that is a hasty generalization, because how can ECOWAS promote peace while member countries like Guinea-Bissau, Burkina Faso are still ruled by military personnel? Constitution is being suspended, and yet you are saying that ECOWAS has promoted peace. The only action that ECOWAS will take is to suspend these member countries, and its suspension keeps peacekeeping. My opponents also alluded that ECOWAS promotes development in the point 2 of the principal speaker's presentation. But that is a fallacy of false cause, because West African countries are experiencing an increase in youth and unemployment, an increase in poverty level, as well as food insecurity. And also, developmental projects is driven by foreign investments and not that of the ECOWAS. And also, but member countries go beyond the ECOWAS to receive financial support from international institutions like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. My opponents also asserted that ECOWAS promotes regional development, regional integration, but that is a false cause, because how can ECOWAS promote regional integration? Because on the 13th of August, 2024, Nigeria closed its borders, violating ECOWAS principles on free trade, and this affected regional integration, especially with Niger and Benin. This is a report by African News. And also, my opponents alluded that ECOWAS provides a free visa movement, but that is a false argument, because how can ECOWAS promote free movement where member countries like Nigeria have closed their borders, restricting people from coming into their countries, per the reports by Africa News? And this, before I resume my seat, I would like to sound a word of advice to you. This is not a national theater to exhibit drama. You can join Shatawale at the entertainment center, but this very place, serious brains are working to send a message to our leaders about the pressing issues the country is facing, and that is regional body has failed this country. The chair, the house. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, picture this, a West Africa where borders are meaningless. Ladies and gentlemen, picture this, a West Africa where borders are meaningless, economies fragmented, and political problems all go around just to mean nothing. The chair, ECOWAS is not just an institution, it's the glue that binds our region together, the water that quenches our problems, and the bridge to a West Africa that thrives as one. Not some institution which is termed as irrelevant. It is rather your arguments which are irrelevant and not ECOWAS. Permit me to show you how through action. Yes, classic Sahusian action. Greetings to the indefatigable chair, impartial jury, accurate timekeeper, guests present, esteemed opponents, ladies and gentlemen. With pride, I boldly reside. In a school of victory is simply nothing to hide. Yes, St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School. You can call me Josie Asare Bediako, an eloquent supporting speaker standing here today to speak undeniably against the motion. I quote, ECOWAS has outlived its relevance, unquote. The chair. Before I continue, I would like to commend my lovely principal speaker on elaborating to the whole house the key terms in the motion. But for the purpose of a more compelling, interesting and organized debate, I would like to add a few more points on board, beginning with point 6. ECOWAS has a great track record for peacekeeping. Ladies and gentlemen, in the year 1999, during the civil war in Liberia, ECOWAS, through ECOMOG, played a vital role in bringing stability into the country and thereby protecting individuals. The chair, that's not all. Sierra Leone was gripped by a brutal civil war characterized by conflicts from rebel groups. Luckily, ECOWAS was there to help solve this problem and promote peace and order. The chair. In the year 2002, all the way to the year 2010, our own neighbors, Cote d'Ivoire, experienced a political crisis. But guess what? ECOWAS didn't just sit there looking confused like my opponents. So no, they decided to help by deploying a large number of peacekeeping operations to ensure peace. Ladies and gentlemen, in the year 2016, the former Gambian president, Yahya Jammeh, refused to step down from his office after losing the election. Luckily, ECOWAS was there to send a military mission known as ECOMIG to ensure that the president was removed and the rightful president, Adama Barrow, made the new president of Gambia. Fellow Sahusians, let's educate our Kusian brothers for a second. If an institution can prevent conflict and promote unity, is this irrelevant? We therefore say that ECOWAS has not outlived its importance. Point 7, we argue that ECOWAS has launched programs into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, into the future we go with ECOWAS, for it has established so many programs which are set in the future. As visionary as ECOWAS is, it established the West African Common Industrial Policy in the year 2010. The chair, the main aim of this was to build a strong, competitive and environmentally friendly industrial system by the year 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, the year right now is 2025, and ECOWAS made this policy in the year 2010. This shows how ECOWAS is important to many West African countries. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from that, on June, in the year 2019, ECOWAS established the Equator Tourism Policy and a 10-year action plan from 2019 to 2029. The chair, this plan helped explain how the policy would work and created over 3 million jobs, thus solving the problem of unemployment. The chair, this is not even the best part. The best part is the fact that this policy was said to be in the African Union's agenda, which will be set in the year 2063. Ladies and gentlemen, if ECOWAS is now making programs which are set in the year 2063, how can we say that this has outlived its purpose? Quiz, maybe you don't understand my point. What I'm trying to say is that if ECOWAS is so irrelevant, how can it cater and monitor projects which are set in the future? Of course it can't. Point 8, I argue that ECOWAS has great prospects. Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about potential. In the year 1990, the total population of ECOWAS was about 180 million. In the year 2019, this more than doubled to 393 million. Ladies and gentlemen, in the year 2043, this is expected to reach a whooping amount of 765 million. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just population group. This is a booming labor force and market which could promote development in many member states of ECOWAS. The chair, apart from this, the total GDP of ECOWAS was estimated to be a whooping amount of $2 trillion US. Try converting this into Ghanaian cedis. You'll be the richest man in Ghana, of course. The chair, apart from this, poverty, which is one of the main problems experienced in West African countries, is said to be reduced from a whooping amount of 27% to 16% in the year 2043. As my principal speaker said, as my principal speaker said, and as Dr. Peter Atta always says, he who asserts must prove. If ECOWAS has the statistics to show that it has not outlived its purpose, who are you? mere Greece students to say that it has outlived its purpose. Of course, we cannot agree with you. The chair, though my opponent's arguments are passionate, they are like a building with no foundation. Permit me to lay a proper foundation for the understanding of this debate and carefully rebut some fallacious assertions made by my opponents. You see, even the lights are starting to go off. Your arguments were so fraud. The chair, my opponents made mention of the fact that it failed because it's not self-reliant. But ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Dependence does not mean it's irrelevant. That means you're saying your parents are irrelevant because they depend on Ghana for income. So just because ECOWAS depends on other bodies for income doesn't mean that it's irrelevant. My opponents also made mention of the fact that it failed to bring a common currency. But this is funny. Ladies and gentlemen, this point holds no water. Even the euro from the EU stalled. How much more the ECO from ECOWAS? Just because a particular policy stalls does not mean it's irrelevant. It simply means that particular policy is complex. The chair, they also made mention of the fact that it failed to curb the problem of terrorism. Ladies and gentlemen, let us note, ECOWAS is an intergroup, which means other countries, not an intergroup. If terrorism happens in a country which is within the country, ECOWAS is not the government of that country to say that it can't solve this problem. Ladies and gentlemen, let us remember, ECOWAS deals with interrelations, not intra-relations. My opponents made mention of the fact that it failed to remove communication barriers. Hey, Imran's here. There's something called translation. Why do you think people living in senior high schools learn French? To promote breaking the language barriers in many big-time organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end here. But I would like to end by saying, yes, ECOWAS is not perfect. No regional body is. But when we're talking about something which is relevant, we look for purpose, progress, and development. And these are three core values we believe ECOWAS has done. My assertions are clear. The line has been drawn. Dio gracias.
The chair, all protocols duly observed. Allow me to recap all the cogent points that we raised in favor of the motion, quote and unquote. ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. We contended that ECOWAS has outlived its relevance because 1. ECOWAS has failed to promote true economic integration among its member states. 2. ECOWAS has failed to make its member states self-reliant. 3. ECOWAS has failed to bring a common currency for its member states. 4. ECOWAS has failed to curb the problem of terrorism among its member states. 5. There is internal division and lack of unity among its member states. 6. ECOWAS has failed to liberalize trade among its member states. 7. ECOWAS has ensured unequal development among its member states. 8. ECOWAS has failed to remove communication barrier among its member states. Now, the chair, to some assertions our opponents made. The chair, when the principal speaker against the motion was beginning, he mentioned that ECOWAS promotes peace. But the chair, even if this is true, today coups are happening. ECOWAS, today, where coups are happening, where coups run through countries like wildfires, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Gambia have all seen military takeovers in recent years, yet ECOWAS couldn't prevent a single one. The chair, peacekeeping without prevention is damage control and not stability. And you cannot boast of being relevant when you arrive only after the chaos has happened. The chair, the principal speaker again came to assess that ECOWAS made a policy that was supposed to be implemented in 2030. But the chair, we are talking about ECOWAS' current relevance in today's society, and you mount this podium to tell me that they have proposed a policy in 2020. Maybe in 2020 it will become relevant, but even still, we are not going to accept that it is relevant now. Again, our opponent also asserted that ECOWAS, the principal speaker asserted that ECOWAS is still in the process of success. Yes, it is in the process of success. That is why it is irrelevant now. Again, he also asserted that if we can prove to him that ECOWAS has stopped making policies, then they'll refute their stance or something. But the chair, if ECOWAS is making a policy, does that mean it is relevant? No. Thank you. Again, in his point 2, he asserted that countries are coming together under one border for trade. But the chair, ask any Ghanaian trader trying to send goods to Nigeria or Togo. The experience, the journey is full of bribe, delay, and unnecessary restrictions. It is very hard to to even transport a pen to Nigeria. Again, in the principal speaker's point 4, he said that ECOWAS is the best performing is the best performing body in West Africa in terms of free visa movement. But the chair, if you are an organization that has brought a policy saying that you promote economic integration and self-development, and you have brought only a free visa, does that mean you are relevant? Don't forget that you are supposed to bring a common currency. Let's take the European Union. They have a common currency. They have a common border system. They have a common border system. Compared to the ECOWAS, they do not have any of this. Again, he came to say that there is 75% of trade in the ECOWAS, but the chair, please present the evidence to them. ECOWAS trade is under 15% as at now. The chair, he also asserted that ECOWAS made donations with West Africa Health Organization, and he mentioned the goods that they donated. But the chair, we also have evidence of Ghana, an ECOWAS member, donating to the ECOWAS as a body that you promised to give me self-development. You are now come to ask for donations from me. Then what exactly is your relevance? Again, the supporting speaker tried to rebut our point that even the euro stores, when we mentioned the eco currency, he said even the, but at least the euro exists. The eco doesn't even exist to even be called relevant. So your point doesn't register. Again, the supporting speaker said that if there is a coup going on within a country and then the ECOWAS has failed to solve it, and he asked his audience that is the ECOWAS the government of that specific country. But the chair, I would like to say that ECOWAS has a body called ECOMOG that is supposed to protect its member states, to promote peace, etc., etc. But if a coup is going on and then the ECOMOG is unable to prevent that coup, doesn't that show that the ECOMOG is irrelevant? Again, the supporting speaker also asserted that ECOWAS established a 10-year action program solving the unemployment. But the chair, the 10-year action program, has it solved the unemployment? Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my second mountain of this podium is not to rate eloquent words to confuse the House. No, but rather to give a concise summary of everything my supporting speaker and I have said today. A good presentation, they always say, deserves a good summary. Point 1, we argue that ECOWAS is still relevant for coordinating policies. Point 2, we argue that ECOWAS is still relevant in the spirit of regional integration. Point 3, we argue that ECOWAS strides in promoting trade. Point 4, we argue that ECOWAS is really doing well. Point 5, we argue that the timely response of ECOWAS to modern challenges. Point 8, we argue that ECOWAS has sterling achievements when it comes to peacekeeping and security of its member states. Point 7, we argue that ECOWAS has launched many programs into the future. And finally, point 8, ECOWAS has great prospects. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask my opponent here a question. Are you ready to watch me take you through limits upon limits to see whether your points that you made today can still hold water? And I believe your answer is no. Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent still did not get me right when we came to talk about rebutting their point that ECOWAS prevents military coups. I said, and I will repeat it again, ECOWAS is not God, so that they can foresee that yes, Niger is good. There's going to be a coup in Niger. No, but through sanctions and suspensions, it can be able to handle these processes. They also came here talking about the fact. Something about the fact of Niger. I would like to make this clear. Niger is no longer part of ECOWAS. So Niger is no longer part of ECOWAS. Ladies and gentlemen, they also came talking about unfair advantages of. ECOWAS offers unfair advantages. Ladies and gentlemen, leadership by regional powers is common in all blocks. Moreover, ECOWAS actions have often gone against powerful interests. Ladies and gentlemen, they also talked about ECOWAS failing to engage in proper trade. Ladies and gentlemen, may I remind you that ECOWAS has a bank known as the ECOWAS Bank. Yes, it offers loans for farmers, improving agriculture. So if it has not promoted trade, then I do not know what has. The chair of the House, my opponents came here to give us a reading contest. The chair of the House, let me let you in on a little secret. If this was a reading contest, we would have let our patrons 2-year-old come and represent us, because you could have done better than that. The chair of the House, the Chair of the House, I would like to end here by fully saying that I hope all of our points and rebuttals have been able to convince you that yes, indeed, ECOWAS is still relevant for national progress. The Chair of the House, one more thing. Yes, Wunim Green. Yeah, green. Green is the last color you will be seeing in the Love FM High School debate today. The Chair of the House, my assertions are clear. I rest my case. True gracias.
Well, I like the smiles on the faces of the debaters as I was mounting the podium. You know, let me tell you a bit of a joke. How many of you like boxing? You know, when the fighter is in the ring fighting, and then maybe he's losing and goes to his corner, sometimes the coach will be like, oh yeah, dear pa, you're doing very well. Go in there and punch him. Listen, change the strategy. Some of the schools here, that's what they were doing. Some of the debaters are mounted the podium, they might not be doing too well. The supporters are giving them fans, yeah, you're doing well. At the end of the day, we'll find out whose school is advancing to the next stage of the competition. That, of course, is going to be the semi-final stage. We have 3 schools that have qualified. 1 more school would join them for the semi-finals contest next week. And that school would also become a seeded school for the 2026 edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. If you enjoyed the debate, please put your hands together for the debaters who just wowed us. Tony Abebio and Aaron Jedu Kumenin for Kumasi High School, and the Jaco Kakari Felix, as well as Josie Asaribediako for St. Hubert. At this point in time, I'd like to invite a very special person amongst us. He's from the Valley View University. His name is Mr. Safo Kantanka. I'm told that he's the admissions officer there. He's got a few words for us. So please welcome him warmly with a round of applause. Mr. Safo Kantanka from the Valley View University.
Yeah, good afternoon. I hope most of you have heard about Valley View University before. Let me see those who have heard about Valley View University. Yeah. Valley View University is a Christian-based education. We have 3 main campuses. We have the first campus in Oibi, Accra. We have another one in Kumasi, Odiom. We also have another campus in Techiman. Aside, we have other learning centers also. When it comes to Valley View University, we have core values. And our core values are excellence, integrity, and service. Valley View University, when you come, we have so many courses that we do there, from the undergraduate program to PhD programs. For the undergraduate program, we have programs like nursing, we have midwifery. In all the campuses, we have education programs also, like we have mathematics, we have social studies, we have information technology, we have IT, that is information technology, as I said. All these programs are degree in secondary education. That is, degree in secondary education means when you finish or when you graduate, you qualify to teach at a senior high school level. Also, we also have business programs like management, we have human resource management, we have accounting, and we have marketing. In all the campuses, all Valley View University, we are autonomous, meaning we are chartered. Valley View University is the first chartered private university in Ghana. And because of that, people have perception, because of that, people have perception that Valley View University, our fees are hard. Have you heard about that before? It's never true. When it comes to Valley View University, we have a flexible fee payment. You pay half of the semester fee, then you register for your programs. At the end of the semester, when you're about to write the end of semester exams, then you pay the remaining fee. Another interesting thing about Valley View University is that we have something that we call work study. The work study simply means that you work as a student, then you work as a student. The school will pay you. When you go, you register the program, that is the work study, the school will pay you. It doesn't happen anywhere in Ghana, but when it comes to Valley View University, you have that. And that one also prepares you so that you know that now when you graduate and then you are going for interview, most people will be asking of working experience. Have you heard about that one before? When it comes to Valley View University, we train them. Most of those who are working at the library, most of them are students. They are doing work study. Aside that, we have bakery. Most of them working there, they are also students. They work as a work study. And then when you go to the grounds, those who are waiting, those who are sweeping there, most of them, they are students. Those who are working at the classrooms, most of them are students. When you do that one, and then you come out, it means you have experience than your colleagues who didn't come to Valley View University. Let me give my contact, our contact out, 0547 211 281. Write it somewhere, 0547 211 281. Another contact is 055 468 887. Another contact also is 0265 81 8266. 0265 81 8266. Another thing is that Valley View University, we have accreditation bodies like GTEC. All our programs are accredited. We also have another accreditation, that is AAA, that is Adventist Accreditation Association. It means that they are managing most tertiary education in the world. When you go to that Adventist, that is AAA, they manage about 140 tertiary institutions. So it means that when you graduate from Valley View University, anywhere you go in the world, our certificates are valued. Our certificate, you can use it to work at anywhere in the world. Another interesting thing about Valley View University is that when you graduate, the school also help you a lot to get job. You don't get all these things anywhere, apart from Valley View University. I said my time is up. So I will end here by saying, make Valley View University your preferred Christian choice. Make Valley View University your preferred Christian university. Valley View University, excellent integrity and service. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Safo Kantanka. Well, I can see clearly that the judges have finished their job. It's now left with the guys to put them together, and we'll be announcing the results in no time. Imrantia. 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 Venato. 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 Please put your hands together for yourselves. You've been a wonderful audience. Patricia.
David.
I'm sure you have some information to share.
Yes, I do.
What is the first one on your list?
The first one on my list is the place we'll be taking you to for the grand finale. That's Esilali Empire. To make sure that David wears all the beautiful eyelashes, his hair will no more be bald, it will be shining bright. Please clap for David. And we don't want to be selfish. I mean, myself and Becca, we want to make sure David is also looking very handsome from Esilali Empire. And remember, they are the official makeup artists for the Love FM High School's debate. Whatever you want to say, David, keep it. Now, sign up today for our 2 weeks intensive or 3 months regular makeup class and become a professional. Book us also today and look beautiful for all your occasions. The good part is that we also sell ladies wear, quality designer shoes, bags, accessories, perfumes, body splashes, and so much more. We've also introduced Salado GH, where you can enjoy our signature vegetable, chicken, potato, pasta salad prepared fresh daily. Call Esilali right now on 024 799-0760. You can also locate her at Amekom next to Wachi Kumasi. Esilali Empire, we say your world of beauty and more.
And over here, we say a big thank you to Trade Winds Chemist. They are the producers of the most effective anti-malarial treatment, Tramatem. Tramatem is an antihistamine-based product that contains artemether and lumefantrine. The 24 blister pack of Tramatem tablets is a 6-dose full course treatment for malaria. Consult your doctor if symptoms persist after 3 days.
Are you called to Zwan, and they are introducing the Zwan luncheon meat, cocktail sausages, and hot dogs, which is your secret to delicious, yummy, and energetic meals. It is perfect for your jollof at the dining hall, okay? It is also perfect for spaghetti, noodles, salad, burgers, sandwiches, and so much more. Zwan offers both taste and nutrition, and so when you go to the market, choose from our chicken, beef, turkey, hot, and spicy flavors. Zwan products are available at KJTR Dubai Market when you go to Dr. Men's Mensa, you find one there, and every supermarket in Ghana, there's one there for you. Grab one today and have a wonderful taste.
And also elevate the taste of your favorite wache, banku, kenke, rice, yam, or plantain with woma mishito. Prepared hygienically with wholesome natural ingredients. It's available in both hot and mild flavors. Woma mishito is conveniently packaged in small and large sachets and is perfect for every event. It is available in all supermarkets nationwide. Woma mishito, undi kra, ubedi.
Now, I want you to know the best kept secret at Shy Hills right now, and that is Palm University College. They are admitting prospective students for their BSc and MSc options in Business Information Technology, Business Administration, Computer Science, Information Technology Management, Health Services Management, and also leadership programs. We have an experienced faculty, a stimulating environment, and also subsidized fees so that everybody can be a student at Palm University. Students can also undertake a one-semester exchange program with Oklahoma State University in the United States of America. Log on right now to www.palm.edu.gh or visit our campus at Manya Jokpanya at the Shy Hills in the Greater Accra region. Palm University College, we say become a Palmer and succeed.
Let's all say a big thank you to Robert & Sons Limited Optical Services. Give your eyes the best care possible with Robert & Sons Limited Optical Services today. With over 34 years experience, we render pediatric eye care, visual field testing, optical coherence, tomography scans, and corporate eye care. Choose from our wide selection of 100% original frames and contact lenses. Shop online at www.robertsonsonsoptical.com or find our Kumasi branch at Ahojo opposite the Forestry Commission. Robert & Sons Limited Optical, seeing is believing.
Is there any student here who is not enjoying free SHS? Are you all on free SHS? And I know when you're done with school, you might want to come to Christian Service, Palm University, Jackson University. True or false? True. Okay, so the point is that your parents would need money. And so please write the name of this rural bank down. Otu Asekan. Should we all spell it? O-T. Hey, we are spelling together. Otu Asekan. O-T-U-A. Yes. S-E-K-A-N. Please. When you tell mommy and daddy, they'll go to Otu Asekan Rural Bank and operate an account for you that you can use for your university. Please clap for Otu Asekan. Thank you. Now, when you're also grown, you can go there and get your current savings fixed deposit account. They also give the fastest loans with the lowest interest rate ever on the market. Receive also your local and international money transfers from Otu Asekan. We are headquartered at Kofi Ase, but we have other branches at Asante Mampon, Ejura, Sepebu Okrom, Abofo, Makro, Swami Market, Enken Kenso, and Dr. Mensa. Otu Asekan Rural Bank, we are your savior in rural banking.
We also say thank you to Ms. Zoya from Premium Foods. It's a delicious and energizing cereal designed to make your breakfast better. This balanced meal combines corn, soya, milk, and essential nutrients, making it perfect for the entire family. All you need to do is simply mix with cold or warm water. It's incredibly easy to prepare. Grab Mezoya Plus or Mezoya Super at the nearest supermarket. Mezoya, it's the perfect choice for a healthy, happy family.
Daxo Dental is still here. Thank you to Dr. Saba and the team of professionals there. They are making sure you enjoy still 10% off a wide range or specialist dental services like extraction, cleaning, polishing, filling, braces, bad breath treatment, and they also use ultra-modern digital x-rays for accurate diagnosis. Daxo Dental works from Mondays to Saturdays, and even on Sundays, you can go and book an appointment there because they work from 12 noon to 4 p.m. Locate them at IPT. They are opposite the first gate of Amstead. Amekom, they are inside the city-style building, and Ahojo opposite Latex Foam. Daxo Dental Clinic, we make you smile with confidence.
Well, just two more on my list before we read the incredible comments on social media. We say a big thank you to Ultimate Fashion / Chapel Hill Community, which is the newest gated community situated at Santase Enyinem right here in Kumasi. It features level graded lands and limited plots of land that come with legal documents. We help you with architects and artisans who will build according to your specification. You can locate Chapel Hill Community near A1 Hospital, Santase, and secure your home today. Chapel Hill Community, University, the place you deserve to live. And lastly, a big thank you again to Valley View University. Ghana's premier private university has opened admissions for its 2025-2026 academic year. We offer BSc options in nursing, midwifery and mental health, computer science, information technology, biomedical technology, business administration, and other programs. Valley View also offers MBA all options and several options of MA, MPhil, and PhD in education and business administration. You can locate our Kumasi campus at Odium or visit www.vvu.edu.gh on how to apply. Valley View University, the preferred Christian university.
Okay, so let's now put the icing on the cake. Obed Ametebe on our YouTube channel says, Kuhis, we don't talk much, we just show action. Rita Amponsa says, God is with Emrantier. Saint Hubert say, Sahus, heat. And there's a gentleman here called John. He says, Sahus, all the way, the Virgin Mary is interceding for us. Sahus is winning. Now, Christmas says, God has lived forever. He's not young. Nyami nya brantie, nyami yobofo, and he gives the green hearts right there. And Kingsley Asari says, oh, Sahu, slow, make you surrender. What makes you think you can conquer the champions? Nanajwa says, Sahu. Kingsley Asari says, Emratie, push, and he has fire emojis there. Becca, do you have some over there?
Okay, now on Facebook we have Theobald saying, Tony, the principal speaker, is very eloquent, diligent, and knowledgeable, devoid of drama, and his rebuttals were on point, so it's a Fala win for Kuhis. Kwesi Can Come Talk says, flawless. Kumasi High School, I'm a proud alumnus. Congratulations to you in advance. Akumenin Robert says, Kuhis will win this competition hands down. James Achampon also says, my school son, Tony, is making me proud. Win, 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 Prof. K. Go, go, Kuhis. And Nana Kwame says, if the Saints go high, a winner will surely emerge. Kudos to all the debaters and may the best school win.
Okay, David, take it away.
Well, very, very, very interesting comments on our Facebook page. A round of applause for all the viewers on Facebook. Please make some noise. For all those who watch us on Facebook and YouTube, all those who watch us on television, enjoy learning. And of course, those who listen to us and are listening to us on Love 99.5 as well. Why don't you put your hands together for these lovely, amazing ladies, Becca and Patricia. It's been worth my while. Each and every time there's the debate, I get to learn a few things. And indeed this afternoon, I've learned a few things as well. And it's courtesy these young, amazing, awesome debaters from the two amazing schools. And I'm talking about Kumasi High School and St. Hubert Seminary. How many of you would love to do some morale, some sheen, some jama? How many of you? You want to give us some heat? Imrantia? 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 You want to give us some heat? Okay, so I've got some 3 minutes on my clock right now. I want to give the 3 minutes to you. Stand on your feet, give us some morale, some jama, some heat right now. Do this in 3 minutes. And because we're calling you Imrantia, be gentlemen and finish in 3 minutes. I'm going to be the accurate timekeeper for this session. When your time is up, I'm not going to hit the bell. I'm going to ask you to stop. If you don't stop, I'll scream. If you don't stop, if I don't get you to stop me when I'm screaming, then I'll cry. Thank you. Imrantia. Imrantia. On 3, your jama.
Power. Oh, say. Oh, say. Oh, say. What say? What's only power? Media Maya Branche, Media Maya Branche. On a mountain, a Maya Branche. Media Branche, Media Branche. On a mountain, a Maya Branche. Hey, I give my life to high school, the high school of my heart. And I tell my mama, say she will see me no more. If I die in high school, I die in dog shit. Every high school man is fighting for freedom. Hey, high school Joko. Ema. Hey, high school Joko. Ema. Ema, mama, hey, asko Joko, Ema, mede me sister Bema, mede me sister Bema, Benjo Seka, Benjo Sale, Benjo Hero, Benjo Naira, hey, I'm a mediate, I don't know mediate, hey, I don't know mediate, I don't know mediate.
Thank you very much, Imrante. All right, thank you very much for being gentlemen as well. We really do appreciate you. Venator, please stand on your feet. You know what? I think that next year, 2026, aside from the debate where we have judges, we need to bring judges to also judge and score for people who will be giving us a very good morale and jama and all that. If you do well, we'll do that next year. So Venator, you have 3 minutes as well. Your 3 minutes also starts now.
Prescetti salutaribus moniti et divination formati ademus dicere paternos te qui es celis sanctificetur nomen tuum adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et diminumus vita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus divitoribus nostri, et divinas intercessione, celebra nos, amalum. Blessed be God, blessed be his holy name, blessed be Jesus Christ, true God and true man. Blessed be the name of Jesus, blessed be him whose sacred heart, blessed be his most precious blood. Blessed be Jesus in the most holy sacrament of the altar. Blessed be the Holy Spirit, the Paraclete. Blessed be the great Mother of God, Mary most holy. Blessed be her immaculate conception. Blessed be her glorious assumption. Blessed be the name of Mary, Virgin and Mother. Blessed be Saint Joseph, her spouse most safe.
Venator, you know what? The first one, I didn't hear a thing. But I can confess, I enjoyed it all. And I enjoyed it most when you did it in English as well. Venator. One more time, Venator. A round of applause for all of you in this beautiful auditorium. Thank you. Now, we're very much aware that starting Monday, the semi-final contest will begin for the 2025 edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. It starts on Monday. As we speak, 3 schools have already advanced to the semi-final stage. We have KNUST, we have St. Louis, we have Prempeh College. Which school will advance this afternoon to be in the semi-finals? For your information, come Monday, that contest, in terms of the first semi-final contest, will be between KNUST and Prempeh College. We'll look forward to that beautiful contest on Monday. But for today, the quarterfinal stage contest was between Kumasi High School and St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School. And the motion was ECOWAS has outlived its relevance. Ladies and gentlemen, now the results. The place is dead silent, huh? If a pin should drop, gosh, we'll hear it. I love this silence. Kumasi High School, you were for the motion. And so I'm going to begin with your results. We have what we call the organization and clarity, the argument and development, the effective use of rebuttals, presentation style, and role as a particular debater. I will start with organization and clarity. Kumasi High School. One judge scored for you 26. Another scored 26. The last judge scored 27. 26, 26, 27 amounts to 79. When it comes to argument and development, Kumasi High School, a judge scored for you 26. Another scored 23. The third judge scored 24. 26, 23, 24 amounts to 73. Then when it comes to effective use of rebuttal, Kumasi High School, a judge scored 13 for you. Another judge scored 12 for you. The third judge scored 13. So 13, 12, 13 amounts to 38. Let's now talk about presentation style for Kumasi High School. A judge scored 9 for you. The other scored 8 for you. The last judge scored 9 for you. 9, 8, 9 amounts to 26. Now, when it comes to role as a particular debater, Kumasi High School, a judge scored 9 for you. The other scored 8. The final judge scored 7. 9, 8, 7 amounts to 24. Let's put them together. 79, 73, 38, 26, 24 amounts to 240 for Kumasi High School. Now the results for St. Hubert Seminary Senior High School. Same style. Organization and clarity, you got 25 from one of the judges. The other gave you 27. Another gave you 26. So 25, 27, 26 amounts to 78. Argument and development for St. Hubert Seminary. A judge gave you 25. The other gave you 26. Yet another gave you 23. So 25, 26, 23 amounts to 74. Effective use of rebuttal, St. Hubert, you got 11 from one judge. The other judge gave you 12. The last judge gave you 11. 11, 12, 11 amounts to 34. When it comes to presentation style, St. Hubert, you got 8 from one judge, 9 from another, and then 6 from the last judge. 8, 9, 6 amounts to 23. Then when it comes to role as a particular debater, a judge gave you 8, the other gave you 9, the last judge gave you 7. 8, 9, 7 amounts to 24. Let's put it together. 78, 74, 34, 23, 24 amounts to 233. So Kumasi High School advances by way of a majority decision. Majority decision means that 2 judges scored in favor of Kumasi High School. So what it means is this. What it means is that on Tuesday, the second semi-final contest will be between St. Louis and Kumasi High School. We'll meet you next Tuesday. Congratulations to Kumasi High. Better luck next time to St. Hubert Seminary. Patricia, take it away.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, David. And once again, Kumasi High have defended their title of being the defending champions once again, because they have booked their seat again at the semi-final stage of the Love FM High Schools debate. We are still here at the Christian Service University, where we have seen the last competition of the quarterfinal stage of the 7th edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. We are still live on radio, Love 99.5 FM, live on TV, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and of course on your multi-TV radio board, the channel where you keep learning. And at the end of the day, Kumasi High have beaten St. Hubert with 7 points, 240 as against 233 points. And so it means that they will be facing off at the semi-final stage. Now, I'm happy to also share with you that Kumasi High School have joined the likes of St. Louis Senior High School, Prempeh College, and University SHS to the semi-final stage. And so we are excited to have all of these schools on board. But the point is that if you are a school and you even competed in the 7th edition, you have done amazingly so well. Kudos to all the schools. And we do this in collaboration once again with the Ghana Education Service, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools. We have the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council on board, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and also the Christian Service University as well here. Let's speak once again. Baba, get close to me. Let's have a conversation, and of course, get also your debaters on board. Yes, so Baba, once again, Kumasi High, you have defended your title.
Yes, that is true. And I told the entire audience and everybody that St. Hubert, they could make noise and talk is cheap. When they spoke, they didn't pay anything. And I said they would be chasing their shadows because they are hunters. And that is what happened exactly. They should even be grateful to the judges because we were expecting to give them about 20-point gap. But that didn't happen. All the same, we've won. And I can assure the rest of the schools, especially our own St. Louis, that Tuesday they will lose and go and fight for the 3rd and 4th. So that is it for now. Thank you very much.
Okay, let me speak to the only lady from Kumasi High. And Estina, how are you?
Fine, thank you, dear.
You always run away from me until you win. Why?
The pressure. You know, sometimes the heartbeat alone, it's so difficult to stand. I know how well the students are prepared, but yet I pray that the results will be declared so that we can enjoy.
I see. Congratulations. What is the meaning of this victory to Kumasi High?
Honestly, since we celebrated our 60th anniversary, it has been one win after the other. And we believe that we are going to continue winning until our 70th anniversary. We are winning in advance.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me speak to the gentleman at the podium. You go behind me so that your brother can stand here. All right, so let's see. We were told that NSMQ is to presec or that year, and debate is to Kumasi High. Is that the final decision? Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that.
Tell me, how was it like for you debating against a very good school like St. Hubert?
Actually, we expected better than this from them. And I even expected better than this from me. And I would like to tell St. Louis or any other school we are going to meet in the semi-final that they shouldn't look at this contest and think we are going to perform the same way against them. It will be better. We are improving on ourselves. When we get to school, we work on ourselves and improve. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let me go now to your supporting speaker. I've seen you calculating also already. Tell me, did St. Hubert scare you? Honestly. Did St. Hubert scare you? Honestly. They did not. Okay, but tell me, what is the strategy for next time?
With Baba and God on our side, everything is going to be possible, and we improve upon this performance. So they should expect more from us. Thank you.
Do you have any words you want to share with St. Hubert before you leave finally?
The best school wins. The best school wins.
Okay, all right. So I think we can go and enjoy the Jama right now because it's actually always the second icing on the cake for us. Let's speak to Esben. How are you feeling today? Tell us something.
Like I'm very excited. In fact, like I'm lost for words. Like we've done very well. We've done very well. We've done so good. And this is not even their best performance. This is not their best performance. They will do better. They are going to improve and improve and improve. Like we are coming for the trophy. We are coming for the 3rd win.
I think we can have the Jama guys join us. Can we bring them over here? Bring the Jama here. Let's have a. But as we wait for the Jama, we'd like to say thank you to everybody who watch us on TV, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, listen to us on Radio Love 99.5 FM, and also watch us on YouTube and Facebook. My name is Patricia. For now, let's all dance to the Jama from Kumasi High. Anna.
mama, mama, mama.
Trumpeting the voice of